It's going to be hard for me to get through this tonight because I'm going through a bit of a depression. I invited my family and friends here, and nobody showed up. And that really, really kind of depresses me. You know, when I was at Fordham, I majored in economics. I wanted to go to Wall Street, but I was coaching, as already been pointed out, at the prep. And by my senior year, I really loved the coaching. Decided to go that route. So my first head job was at Archman Academy, Claymont, Delaware, which, by the way, is the same school Joe Biden went to. And I'm going down there, and I'm 22 years old, and it's the springtime. I'm still a senior at Fordham. And I realized I've got to have something special. There's a reason why I want to coach. I've got to have something special that I want to share with my guys. And I really thought about this, and I thought, you know, the young guys, I had gone through a lot of things in my life, and I said, this has to be about helping. We want to win. Let's be clear. You're a football coach, you don't win, you're going to get fired. But it's got to be more than that. And how do you lay a foundation upon which those boys are going to become men? So we created a philosophy that we said a man, a real man, by the way, a real woman, a real leader, stands on their own 2 feet, takes responsibility for themselves, always treats others with dignity and respect, and they live with the consequences of their actions. That became my leadership standard throughout my entire coaching career the first time around, my entire career at Merrill Lynch and at Ameritrade. And then when we went back to coaching again at Coastal Carolina, one thing we do that nobody in the nation has, we have 0 rules. There is no football program in the country that has that. We have 0 rules, but we had the one standard. And that was a real man stands on his own 2 feet, takes responsibility for himself, treats others with dignity and respect, and lives with the consequences of his actions. Now with that, there were principles. One of those principles, have the guts, have the courage and guts to do what you believe is right. Recognize as a leader, it's not about you, it's about love, it's about commitment to well-being of others. So that's what it's about. And that, for me, has truly, for anything I may have accomplished in my life, from a personal perspective or across my coaching career, my business career, if there's anything that's kind of separated me from others and perhaps gave me a competitive advantage, that was the competitive advantage. And I wrote that when I was still a senior here at Fordham. And it's at Fordham where I learned how to lay that foundation, how to build upon it, how to take responsibility for yourself. Accountability's come up a number of times tonight. The idea of courage, having the guts to do what you believe is right. The idea this is a university for others. It's about love, it's about others. And so for me, for whatever I may have accomplished in my life, my personal life, at the end of the day, I certainly am incredibly proud to be part of Fordham and incredibly grateful for the opportunity to have developed that. And I hope only as I go forward, I continue to make Fordham proud with regard to that. So, but you know, I thought I'd share a personal story as well. And I wasn't sure I was going to go to Fordham. So I was a senior, and I want to share this. And my mom knew that there was something the matter. She says, well, son, what's wrong? I said, Mom, I got to make a big decision with regard to college. It's going to have an impact on my entire life. This is going to be a tough one. I really got to think this through. She says, son, you're 17 years old. You're going to be 18. You are man enough right now to make that decision. You're man enough to make that decision. Okay, Mom, thanks. But 3 days later, it's the day before I've got to make a decision. My mom says, you seem a little nervous. You okay? Do you have this figured out yet? I said, no, I don't. It's okay, listen to me. First of all, remember, you're man enough to make this decision. Remember, secondly, though, I want you to take a legal pad. What are the schools you're thinking about? NYU, Boston College. Okay, take NYU, Boston College, Fordham. Take the legal pad. What are the plus and minuses of each? And then before you go to bed, I want you to say a prayer and pray for you to have the wisdom to make the right decision. And when you wake up in the morning, there's going to be clarity. You'll know what you need to do. So that morning I wake up, I go and see my mom at breakfast, and she says, son, did you do the legal pad? I said, yeah. I said, Mom, I said, son, did you say your prayers on this? I said, I did. What did you decide? Mom, I'm going to go to Boston College. She goes, oh. She looks at me a little perplexed. She goes, well, why'd you pick Boston College? I go, well, first of all, kind of outside of New York City, Boston, I like Boston. I think it's a cool town. You know, they got this guy, Doug Flutie, that's going to end the Miami streak in the 1980s. I believe that's going to happen. And then the other thing, I've always had a lot of respect for the Jesuits. And I want to go to school with the Jesuits. Oh, okay. So, son, are you aware Fordham's 180 years old and the oldest Catholic university in the entire Northeast? Are you aware that the entire mission of Fordham is to educate the entire person, intellectually, emotionally, physically, everything associated with that individual. Make the person a better person. You aware of that? Oh, you aware also, but Boston? New York City is the greatest city in the world. It's the greatest city in the world. And if you go to Fordham, you go to Fordham, by definition, you're going to have a competitive advantage in the entire New York City. I don't care if it's media, I don't care if it's business, I don't care if it's finance, I don't care if it's fashion, I don't care what it is. You're going to have a competitive advantage. And you know, you can be proud to say, Fordham is my school, but New York City is my campus. You know how many people can say that? You realize that? And so you mentioned this Doug Flutie guy, never heard of it. He's probably never going to do that in his lifetime. But, you know, Fordham has. You know, Fordham's got Gabelli in the business world. You know that. You got finance. Then you got Tasnino in the world, in the business world as well, in the private client world. Right? And then you've got Vince Lombardi, who not only played at Fordham, not only was an outstanding coach, he was outstanding educator. Outstanding. Those are the people that are part of Fordham. And by the way, one day, Denzel Washington will probably graduate from Fordham. I'm just guessing. Guessing. I'm taking a shot. And then you talk about the Jesuits. Let me be really clear with you, son. And you know I love you, okay? The Fordham Jesuits are far better than the Boston College Jesuits. And the reason why they are Jesuits at Boston College is because they couldn't get a job at Fordham. That's why they're up there. So son, you did the legal pad? I did, Mom. And you prayed to this, right? I did, Mom. Let me be clear. You're not man enough to make this decision. You're going to Fordham. So for the honor tonight, on behalf of my loved ones and all the people that I care about that have made the effort to come here tonight, and all of you, I'm humbled by this, and it means the world to me. And also, thank you, Mom, for leading me in the right direction. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Don't move. Don't move. No.